This is Full Self Driving 11.4.9, right before version 12. I still don't have version 12. I'm not one of the lucky few that got version 12, but this is really good. And this video is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, to do a really long drive. This is over an hour long. It's from Watsonville to San Jose International Airport through Route 152, which has tons of curves, and FSD handled it really well. I was a little bit on edge in these curves because I've never had the car drive through these curves, but it did it wonderfully, and it never stopped. The only time I had to stop was on Highway 101. I was using the watch for, the car doesn't like it when you're distracted, and it disabled FSD, which first time it's ever done it. So I had to stop and then turn it back on. But yeah, this drive is amazing. As you can see here, we're gonna get on Route 152, and this is easily one of the best drives it's ever done. So I'll just let it play for a while, come back and add some additional commentary, but it's really good. These are the famous curves of Highway 152. I don't think it's really even a highway, but Road 152. And the original plan was for me to go through Highway 17, but it's been raining. I don't really want to get on Highway 17 when it's raining, so I went through here. And it's amazing just how well it handles this environment. There aren't that many variables, there's just lots of curves, but it does it really well. A lot of the things that bugged me from previous versions are fixed. The windshield wipers are fixed. It doesn't do any stupid movement or behaviors anymore. It's really good. And also, roundabouts, it's pretty much a solved problem at this point. As you can see here, as we approach the roundabout, this is pretty much perfect. Like, they got it. Full self-driving is really underrated. Yes, we understand the car drives itself. That's not the reason I keep full self-driving. I pay for this monthly at $200 a month. I think it really needs to be cheaper for more people to start using it, but this is not the reason I have it. Yes, it's really cool that the car drives itself. It's amazing. And just how much better it's getting month to month. The reason I keep it is because you're so much more aware of your surroundings. I use FSD most days. On my commute every morning I use them. After work, the peninsula is kind of a mess. But the reason I keep it is because I'm much more aware of my surroundings. I can see who's on the phone, who's fighting with their kids. I've seen this before. And what I do is I just get out of the way. And I feel safer when the car is driving because it's paying attention 100% of the time. I don't use the phone when I'm using the car, but I'm looking at the watch or looking around, and I can possibly miss something, and I have. There's been times where the car sees a pedestrian that I never saw before. So this still has a lot of work to do. I can't wait to try version 12, but it's getting so good to where I think Tesla can start doing a robo-taxi service in a major city. Seeing the system navigate this scenario it's really interesting because you see the system think and how to do this turn safely. And I think it took a little too long. But it's also about how you feel as a person behind the wheel, because the car is driving itself. And it's not just about driving itself, but how does it make the person feel? And the reason this is important is because if it makes the person feel unsafe, they're not going to trust it. And I trust this thing. I really do. It hasn't been perfect all the time, but it's been good enough. And if it made this turn a little bit too aggressively, I might not trust it the next time. So I think it was the right balance, but seeing it think is amazing. There's been lots of instances where it does things that I don't capture on video because it's just on my everyday commute. That really shows you how the system is thinking. It's amazing. Here I'm merging to Highway 101, and I do have to give it some acceleration because it's not accelerating fast enough, But it gets on the highway and it just goes from there until about San Jose, where I started paying too much attention to the watch and it cut me off. Just perfect. It gets in and out of the lanes. If you're in the left lane for a little bit too long, it gets you out of that lane because you shouldn't be there. If it thinks you can be faster on the left lane, it will get back on the left lane. It's amazing. Human drivers are not this good. They're awful, actually. The reason for the cut here is because I was trying to send a message on the watch, and FSD does not like it when you're not paying attention. I think it's fair. I had to get on the shoulder, put it in park, put it back in drive. It was fine. But this took me all the way to the airport, from Watsonville to San Jose International Airport, entirely on its own. It's amazing. There's a lot of negativity around FSD. A lot of people that have never used it making an opinion on something they know nothing about. This is an excellent visualization of how it handles not just driving on the freeway, but driving on the freeway with a lot of variables. All this rain, the system navigates it really well. Again, it's just, I cannot wait to try version 12. Here we're about to take our exit for San Jose International Airport, and I want to wrap this up. I'm amazed at just how good this is. Again, the car drove itself from Watsonville to San Jose International Airport, through the mountain, tons of curves, through a city, got on the highway, in the rain, and it arrived basically without any intervention. The only reason that I had to intervene, the only reason I had to stop was because I was using the watch. But anyways, if it wasn't for that, it would have been entirely 100% from Watsonville to San Jose International Airport. It worked. This is amazing. And I think this is becoming very real. I think hopefully by the end of the year, they're testing Robotaxi somewhere, and we can see how that looks like. I'm just really impressed, and I hopefully this video visualized what it's like to have FSD and what it's like to have it on a really long drive. At this point, I turned it off. I don't need it anymore. But yeah, I'm so glad I got to share this drive.